that's what I would personally like to do. I do understand the concern that we just, you know, anybody who wants to use the logo and put it on there, whatever. You know, if you have something that's, I mean, my gosh, my son who works for Cracker Barrel, they just were sued by Kraft because they wanted to put Cracker Barrel, some kind of Cracker Barrel items out in the stores, and because Kraft says they own the rights to the name Cracker Barrel. So, you know, logos can be pretty intense, and so I feel very honored to have ours behind us too, and I think it belongs to our school district. So, but anyway, but I'm not interested in a lawsuit. I just would like for us to move forward, and I'm hopeful that Mr. Crack will do all that he can to make that happen.
And perhaps the media, either print or vocal media, clearly understand from the board that it is not sponsored by the Clay County School District, and please don't promote it as that. So I say let's just let this one go, take Mr. Correct as a man of his word. He may have missed some of these things that I ran off. Maybe he can go back and get it. I did see one thing on there that said they had, I think it was yesterday, that there was 48 hours left to register for the conference. So, you know, I think apparently it's ramping up for the registration. So I just think because the time is so close, this would just be foolish to pursue it at this point. Okay, so there'll be no motion or action on that. Right, Mr. Bickner? Have we covered everything? Okay. Next, item number 3, discuss and consider school board action concerning propriety of use of school district funds to pay for district teachers and administrators registration/attendance, professional leave time, and substitute teacher costs for attendance at Dare to Think. We do have 5 cards on this. Nirvana.
My name's Nirvana, my address is on the card. I am a homeschool mom of 4. I'm a former CV Navy disabled vet. I'll bring that up and you'll see why. I do want to point out a couple things that when I read over the letters that 2 of the ladies, or one of the ladies put out, one of them, Stoddard or I believe it was Carricks, am I saying her name right?
Excuse me?
Am I saying Mrs. Carricks?
Caracas?
Yes, ma'am. Carricks, okay. It was talking about not airing our dirty laundry out, but I do want to point out that it was 2 of the ladies on the school board that did that. So if we're going to say, let's not air dirty laundry, y'all kind of started it. I also want to point out from everything I've read that I could come across in the short amount of time that I had, Mr. Van Zandt is coming out looking like a golden boy. The letter that I read looks a lot like mudslinging and a lot of assumption. I don't see very much evidence, and brings me to the point, is evidence going to be transparent to the public? Whatever evidence you do have, is it going to be out to everybody so we can see it as well? Which brings me to the pictures. We would like to know the dates on those pictures that you had, and if that's going to be presented to the rest of us as well. Because if you're going to sit there and say somebody's doing something, then the evidence needs to be presented to everybody. So I don't understand why he can't, Mr. Van Zandt can't send information to the principals. I mean, it'd be like me going to work and saying, hey, you can't talk about a subject. You know, it's my personal belief. Additionally, accounting, from what I understand, I'm going through quite a few points. My apologies, I'm trying to do a bullet point here. Accounting knew the purchase was going to have 0 effect on the budget. So I don't see the big deal. What I see here is a lot of slander and a lot of wasteful. I've worked with politicians before in capitals. I've dealt with the media. I see a lot of mudslinging going on. And I'm saying it looks like you ladies are shooting yourself in the foot.
Amen.
What we're saying is, we want a job done. Being paramilitary, that was the main goal. Get the job done. You've been elected to get a job done. However, all I see is just slander, and my concern well, I shouldn't say concern, but my thought is there's a possibility of this getting flipped on y'all where y'all going under for slander, especially if in no hard, let me go back on that, sorry. Slander and wasteful of the taxpayers' money, and is there any action that can be done to the people that are bringing this against Mr. Van Zandt? By the way, Miss Lisa Graham, I'm done.
Okay, the next speaker is Dee Lansford.
I just had, Dee Lansford, 288 River Drive, Orange Park, Florida. Am I misunderstanding, listening, are you paying teachers registration to go to this conference? I haven't seen that in anything that I've read, and I'm pretty up to date on it. But I know you can't answer that question.
It'll be discussed when it comes to the board.
Because other than that, are you going to start telling a teacher where she can and cannot go? I disagree with that. She has a job working for you, I don't think you own her. If she wants to go there, her days are processed out correctly, and this is just, I'm against it. Thank you.
Travis Christensen. Did he leave? Mr. Okay. Renali Paiva.
Making sure it's still evening. Renly Paiva, you have my address and I'm scared to give it. Very simple, item 3. That whole sentence you just read, then it's very easy. No. I do not think you should use school board funds to send teachers to this conference because I do view it as everything I spoke about at the last time. Having said that, I also want to point out that we have different roles all the time. The gentleman that thinks the union controls you guys, yes. I think the union controls the district, yes. I mean, we do, yeah, I guess that's what we do. But anyway, that's our role, and we try to make sure everybody understands that. And Steve Richards, God bless his soul. Oh, am I supposed to say that? Yeah, anyway, he's not here to defend himself, so I won't go there. But I've had many roles, and I was born in another country and raised in another country, and my mother was not American, my father was. My father never spent one day in English-speaking country, in English-speaking school. So he made sure I went to school, and he made sure I went to, so I'm kind of in a paradigm here because he's actually sent me to private education. I'm a product of parochial schools. I taught in parochial schools for 12 years. I happen to know, actually, this gentleman that runs these Great Heart schools in Arizona. He's a Notre Dame person, yes, to all us Catholics. And and his whole board is full of very reputable people. So on my own free time, I would probably go and listen to this gentleman speak, but that's more on my own. My role right now is president of the union. And as a president of the union, I think teachers, we care about public education. And I made a decision a few years ago to go into public education. My mother, who is not the American, said, if God made anything better than the United States of America, he kept it for himself. And at